Trump supporter here. This goes out to Don Jr. and Eric. Where the my phones? I ordered 4 gold Trump phones in the summer. Told they're going to be the best. Talked my son into ordering some. We heard they're going to come out in September. Yeah, we can wait. September rolls around. No, it's going to be November. No, it's going to be the end of the year. They actually stopped taking orders for them in November. Now we can't get any updates on them. Now, we got all this fraud going on in Minnesota, and I hope a lot of people go to jail. But 590,000 people buying a phone at $500 or $600 each, add that to up. Just the down payments of $100 is $60 million. Give me my phones or give me my money back.
Y'all, I'm gonna need you to sit down for this one, okay? 590,000 people. 590,000 people handed Donald Trump $100 each for a gold phone called the T1. A gold phone with a big T on the back. That's $59 million collected, gone. Think about what you could do with $59 million. Now here's where it gets good. And by good, I mean criminal, okay? The phones were supposed to ship in the late summer of 25, last year. Needless to say, they did not. Then they said January of 26. Nothing happened. Then radio silence. As of right now, not one confirmed customer has received a single device. But I bet you Trump and them kept that 59 million. And what happened when customers started asking for their money back? You want to guess? Trump Mobile sent out emails saying, and I need you to hear this, the phones aren't coming and your deposit is non-refundable. But wait, it gets worse. It gets worse. They quietly updated their terms of service in April of 26, just last month. And the new fine print says, and I'm reciting from memory, so bear with me. It says that paying a deposit does not constitute a completed purchase and does not create a binding legal contract. In other words, we took your money and we don't owe you squat. Nothing. Legally in writing, signed. And remember how they marketed it? Made in the USA. That was the whole pitch, right? Patriotic. American. Then supply chain experts started asking questions. And that language disappeared overnight, it seemed. And guess what they replaced it with? American proud design. Listen. I'm too old a cat to be fooled by a kitten. I know a rebrand when I see one. Now Congress has gotten involved. The FTC has been asked to investigate bait and switch tactics and false advertising, but that 59 million, baby, still gone. And here's what I need you to understand, okay? This is not just about a phone. This is a pattern, y'all. Predatory behavior dressed up in patriotism, targeting the very people that love him the most. Ain't that something else? He's always done this. Trump University, Trump Steaks, Trump Casinos. The man has been doing this since his entire career. And his own reporters keep paying the price. So if you know someone who put down that deposit, I don't, but if you do, share this video because they need to know the truth, even when it hurts, especially if it hurts.
Well, man, I've got some bad news. My Trump phone has still not arrived. I don't know what's happened. Maybe a angry horde of goblins got in there and stole my Trump phone, my treasure, taking the one piece for themselves, because I was told over a week ago that in the next day or two I was going to be getting my email with the shipping information for my Trump phone, my T1 device that I put $100 on, and I haven't received that email, and it's not like they were saving it as some kind of surprise gift for me or anything, like a fucking birthday clown scooting in with the T1 device in hand for me. Nothing. Crickets, again. And also, I did just learn about the Trump Mobile terms and conditions. I don't know if these are new and I just missed them, because no sane human being on the planet is actually perusing the terms and conditions and going through line by line checking, at least not normally. But I've also been told that these are new additions to Trump Mobile. Either way, they are fucking alarming. I'm going to get to that here in a little bit, because I also called customer support about the terms and conditions, because if you actually dropped 100 clams on this and then took a peek at those, you should be sweating. It is wacky what they've put in there. But before then, I did give Trump Mobile a call yesterday before learning about the terms and conditions, just to check on the status of my order, because surely, after I was told that it'd be shipped out in the next day or two, something must have just been cause for the holdup. Maybe Trump went in there personally to start kissing each and every phone, and his lips got a little dry, so he had to take the day off before getting to mine. I can understand that. There must have just been something in the pipeline that went a little cattywampus, but is probably soon fixed, and I'll be getting my email any day. Well, it's been almost a week since Trump Mobile support told me that I'd be getting an email about my T1 mobile device shipping, but I think the email must have got lost in the cyberspace somewhere, so I kind of want to just check in and make sure that everything's still going according to schedule, and I'll be receiving my T1 mobile device in my hands any day now. I just want to make sure everything's alright.
Thank you for calling Trump Mobile. For English, press 1. Para español, oprima el número 2.
One day I'm gonna press 2. One day I'm gonna press dos, but today is not that day.
Press 1 to open a new Trump Mobile account. Otherwise, press 2 for support with an existing. Thank you for calling Trump Mobile. Your call is very important to us. To ensure
Let's
the
see what's
highest
going
level
on.
of customer care, this call may be recorded for quality control and training purposes. Please hold, and our next available representative will be with you shortly. You can also visit our website at www.trumpmobile.com to apply for a new account or access your personal account portal.
No hold music? What happened? Where's my hold music? Why is it just pure silence, just crickets? Did they not want to pay for licensing rights for just fucking elevator music now? It's absurd! I'm supposed to be a valued customer and you can't even blast me some goddamn tunes? No boner jams while I wait? Jinkies, it must be busy over there at Trump Mobile. What in tarnation? This is taking quite a while. It must be a company-wide issue that the emails didn't go out to all the Trump Mobile customers that are eagerly awaiting their Christmas gifts from Santa.
Hello, and thank you for calling Trump Mobile. This is Tina. How can I assist you?
Hey, hello. I just wanted to check on the status of my order.
It's been in a whole separate window.
Hello? Oh,
See.
hello? They hung up on me. What the that? What? Pardon? Wait, what? I'll call back. Must have been a misinput there. Hey, hello. I was just hoping to check on the status of my T1 device.
I can definitely assist you with that. Can I get your first and last name?
Charles White.
Okay, so as of right now, we're still waiting on the phones to be shipped out. We don't have an exact date, but it's still going by first come, first served basis.
Oh, okay. I called last week and I was told that I should be receiving an email in the next day or so because they were shipping out at the end of April. Did something happen?
So they were supposed to get shipped out at the end of April. They just did not. It's now being extended. So you would have gotten that email if it did, but you get the email when it does shipped out. That is correct.
Okay. All right. So when is there's like no ballpark estimate on when that might be though?
No, sir. We have no exact date. Anything else I can do for you?
No, that'll be it. Thank you.
You can call Trump Mobile. Have a nice evening.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
He did not sound happy. I have to imagine there is a lot of rowdy worms that are blowing up their phones about the T1 device. It's not cheap, by the way. That was supposed to come out in August of 2025. So I bet there's people that are like actually steaming. So I never want to be like aggressive to them. I mean, it's not their fault. It's their job. They have to take the calls. Looks like the end of the month in April didn't quite pan out, which I can't believe. It's unlike them to miss dates and deadlines and expectations and break promises. That's so odd. And I guess the last customer support rep, when she told me that I'd be receiving an email in the next day or two, I guess that also fell through the cracks. I guess it's back to any day now. After looking at the terms and conditions, which I was told are new, but I have no way of confirming if that's true or not, I just never even checked them because why would I? You would expect it to just be like normal boilerplate shit in a phone terms and conditions, but Trump Mobile's terms are very weird. Like, I'm talking like goofy shit. It is like, oh my. Let's dive into this League of Legends champion lore. So deposit purpose will start there. A pre-order deposit provides only a conditional opportunity if Trump Mobile later elects in its sole discretion to offer the device for sale. That's already sounding alarms in my noodle. What do you mean? A conditional opportunity if they offer the device for sale. The device is for sale, isn't it? They are taking my money right now. They have my 100 doubloons. So surely the device is already for sale, right? Like, isn't that how that works? A deposit is not a purchase, does not constitute acceptance of an order, does not create a contract for sale, does not transfer ownership or title interest, does not allocate or reserve specific inventory, and does not guarantee that a device will be produced or made available for purchase. So they're not even guaranteeing that the device is being produced or will be made available for purchase. And they also say that it does not reserve specific inventory. That's the whole idea of pre-ordering something, that you are reserving that specific thing that you are putting money into. You are putting $100 into this phone that they are selling, and they are telling you the price of the phone is like $500, but $100 is supposed to grant you access to purchasing that device when it's available. Like, it is supposed to hold it for you. That's the entire idea behind a pre-order. And it's, again, not cheap. Thousands of people put $100 down. They allegedly made millions upon millions of dollars off the T1 device. And then here in their own terms, they're saying that, well, it doesn't actually do anything at all. And then there's also a section about no binding sale, which goes through about how until you satisfy these 4 conditions, the 4 commandments of Trump Mobile, then you don't actually have anything that's enforceable. And then this one is super eyebrow raising, where it says no price lock or promotion guarantee. The deposit does not lock in pricing, promotions, service plans, taxes, fees, shipping cost, or other commercial terms. Final pricing and offers will be disclosed at the time of purchase, and you will have the opportunity to accept or reject the final terms before completing your purchase. Pricing and promotional terms may change any time prior to purchase. Any applicable taxes will be calculated at the time of final sale and may vary based on shipping location and then current tax laws. Any prior advertising, marketing materials, product renderings, feature descriptions, or estimated timelines are informational only, and do not constitute binding representations, warranties, or guarantees. So if I'm understanding that correctly, one of the big things there is that the price is not fixed. It is subject to change, which is something I talked about in the last video, how it's looking like it's going to be more expensive. But there was the idea that you were grandfathered in once you put down this deposit at the $500 they were saying that it is, and have been saying that it is for almost a year. This phone was supposed to come out in August of 2025. And when it missed that deadline, it said at the end of 2025. Still, it hasn't come out now. May of 2026. So they're also saying that, well, you can't hold it against us, the estimated timelines, it's all hooey, we're pulling it out of our ass. But the price lock is very interesting. It's saying explicitly it does not price lock. So when you pre-order, you put the $100 down, you are not price locked. But if you look at the top of the page on the website itself, as I'm looking at the terms and conditions, look at the top left, lock in your T1 phone promotional pricing now. So it is advertising that when you put this money down, you are price locking. That's what it's telling you. It is literally telling you that that's what you're doing. But then when you look at their terms, it's saying, no, that's not actually what you're doing. How is that not fraudulent? It's just a fuck lie then. It says all of the information that they've been providing for a year now about what the T1 is and its specs and all of the renderings and all of that aren't actually representative of the device. It's saying that, nope, all of that could just be a bunch of hoo-ha, a bunch of mumbo-jumbo, and that's okay. So then, you are advertising something, knowingly advertising something that may not be representative of what is actually getting sold to the customer. Again, how is that not fraud? You are blatantly misleading them on purpose. And then in your own terms, you're saying like, yeah, we might be doing that. Can't hold it against us. What the fuck? It continues, no guarantee of release, delivery, or timing. That should make you feel much more comfortable about the $100 you spent on the pre-order when there's not even a guarantee of release in their own terms and conditions.
Grifters are gonna grift. So this article comes out from International Business Times and it's titled, MAGAs are fuming after email confirms they will never get their $500 roam phones or deposits back. And here's a breakdown of how this entire story started out. So Rump Mobile launched in middle of June of 2025, promising a delivery of late summer 2025. Then the release date was moved to November of 2025, then to December, and then to the first quarter of 2026. By mid-March, their carrier certification deadline also passed without resolution. By April of 2026, Rump Mobile quietly redesigned its website, removing the release date entirely, rather than replacing it with a new one. And the best part about this entire situation is that nearly 600,000 supporters paid $100 USD, each toward a gold smartphone that nearly a year on does not exist. The Rump Mobile T1 phone was originally announced by Don Jr. and Eric back in June of 2025 as a patriotic alternative to Apple and Samsung, with a made in the USA build. Then they realized that at the price point they were offering, they cannot make the phone in the USA, and the phone ended up actually being made in China, even though it was never made. Now this screen grab is from Rump Mobile itself, where they wrote, a pre-order deposit provides only a conditional opportunity if Rump Mobile later elects, in its sole discretion, to offer the device for sale. A deposit is not a purchase, does not constitute acceptance of an order, does not create a contract for sale, does not transfer ownership or title interests, does not allocate or reserve specific inventory, and does not guarantee that the device will be produced or made available for purchase. Now, I'm not a legal expert or anything, but from what I read so far and what I comprehend, it sounds like there's a chance the phone might not actually be made. So even though there's no updates or anything on this phone, who knows, it might actually end up being made. And who knows, maybe the quality of the phone will end up looking like this.
Melanie Pettit likes the style, but it's what this watch does not have that makes it stand out.
I noticed it right away. The T is missing. It just says RUMP.
So it should say Trump.
Should say Trump.
Instead,
it says rump.
But anyways, bye.
Nobody talk to me right now. I just have so much heartburn over all the people who just got scammed by Donald Trump because they're never going to get their Trump phones or the deposits they paid. And I just feel bad for 600,000 people who were dumb enough to believe that man. So for over a year, he's been stringing them along that a Trump phone is coming and it's going to make America great again. Where's the $59 million, y'all? Where did that money go? Normally, I'd take this time to explain the many other ways that Trump has managed to screw his supporters over, like the Doge checks and the tariffs and the no new wars and the inflation and the gas being cheaper and that he was going to end the war with Ukraine and day one, everything would be great in America. But the only thing I think I'll say is there's a reason Donald Trump became a Republican, and it's because he knew Democrats were too smart to fall for this shit.
I hear people asking, isn't it illegal for a sitting president to run a business and take people's money? Do you know the answer? Because I didn't. So I had to go and find out, right? Because I don't guess. I teach. So here's what I learned. And child, it's going to make your blood boil. Okay. The Constitution has something called the emoluments clauses. Okay. It's written by the founding fathers. Okay, and these clauses say that the president cannot profit from foreign governments or the United States government without congressional approval. That's what it says, period, point blank in the story. Now, you think that that means we're protected, right? Well, let me show you what protected looks like in 2026. Qatar, which is a foreign government, offered Trump a $400 million Boeing 747. A flying palace, to use his Air Force One, and then transfer to his personal presidential library when he leaves office. The Constitution says, in plain English, no present of any kind from a foreign government without the consent of Congress. It says that, okay? And the Senate said no. They told him no. Legal experts called it unconstitutional. Trump called it stupid to refuse, and then he accepted it anyway. Child. That is the law that's supposed to protect us. And it has no teeth, y'all. Now here's where it gets worse. Those same emoluments clauses They cover foreign governments and state governments. That's it. That's all that they cover. So when it comes to taking money directly from American citizens, there's no equivalent clause, no equivalent law that applies to the president. In other words, the president is exempt from most of the conflict of interest laws that apply to every other federal employee. Regular workers, cabinet members, federal judges, they all have strict rules. The president does not. So when 590,000 Americans lost 59 million on a gold phone that never came, which we're going to talk about later, that's not an emoluments issue. That's an FTC consumer protection issue. It's a civil matter because there's no presidential ethics law strong enough to cover that. Ain't that a B word? Every president before Trump, Republican and Democrat, voluntarily divested themselves from their businesses, not because the law required it, because it does not, but because they understood the people's house is not a storefront. Trump looked at every one of those traditions and said, where's the law that stops me? For the phone, there isn't one. For the plane, there is. And he took it anyway. We don't just need better presidents, y'all. We need better laws with real enforcement. Can I get an amen? Amen.
Gosh, who could have ever possibly seen it coming that this was going to be yet another scam? Who could have ever called that?
Oh yeah, finally they are coming to terms with the realization that they have been stolen from. He is a thief. They might have, intentionally refused to register it in their minds that whoever they're dealing with is actually a thief, but now it's time they're realizing it slowly by slowly that they're dealing with a gangster. Yeah? This man, this is what he's capable of doing. And you see, my biggest worry about presidents and people in such powers doing such things, that is something that is open. That is someone stealing from you openly while you can see them. It's so bad because there are many things that these people do behind closed doors. They have meetings that we have no idea what they're discussing. They have meetings with other presidents. They have meetings with other elite members of the society, and we do not ever get to know what they're discussing. Like you and me, they have phone calls, they talk to their friends, their elite friends, they have meetups, they have, there are small things that they plan and actualize. Now, those things you never get to know about. These are the same people that handle your taxes. Someone that can steal from you something like $100. $100 from all those people. Those are millions of dollars, and just go quiet on that as if nothing happened and say nothing about it and not talk about it. In any case, what they did was to change the terms and conditions to suit whatever it is that they're doing. Now, that simply means that they're not returning the money and they're not bringing the funds. And white people are there waiting. I hope there are no black people that bought those funds. I wouldn't be surprised if there were though. So they are waiting for the funds for months on end, months and months on end. A mere phone, American made. Now the reality is dawning on them that they have been scammed. They have been scammed. Any other time if you talked about Trump and you spoke of him in bad light, they would want to curse you. They would want to, fight for him as if he's their father, their own blood father. The way they fight for him, you'd think he even knows them in person. So that's just it. They need to come to terms with the fact that they have been scammed, they have been stolen from, and they need to get over it as fast as possible and start looking at what else is being stolen. Because if someone can steal something like that in the open that he knows everyone can see, talk about the things that we don't get to see the things that they plan there as heads of the country, the things that you never hear of. Your taxes, if you can steal that, how about your taxes? No wonder life in America is becoming horrible. No wonder life in America is becoming so difficult, so hard. People can barely afford food because money is being stolen and it's doing whatever they know that the money is doing. People can barely afford housing and they're crying online every single day. We are unable to afford housing. We're almost becoming homeless. We cannot afford groceries. 20% of the money that we get as salary is going to groceries. That's weird and odd. But does he listen? He doesn't, because he's busy stealing. And any other time you'd talk ill of him, they would say, he's a businessman, you know, this and that. What do you expect of him? What do you expect of a businessman when you give him your money like that? Now he has done his business with your funds. And now, what do you have to say about that? You need to be defending him because he's in business. Don't you want him to be in business? You do. You definitely want him to continue with his business and make millions and millions of money in whatever ways. Money is money. So, yeah. So I know many people are hurt and we are sorry, not sorry, because you were warned. If you're dealing with a thug, you know it. If you're dealing with someone whose reputation is wayward, if you're dealing with someone whose reputation is not worthy of people listening to, that you have to keep editing and finding things to omit while speaking about the life he's lived, then you're dealing with the wrong person and you know it. You knew everything, but you gave second chances. Second, third, fourth chances. Believing in the wrong person, you know, expecting different results does not work that way. It doesn't work that way. Once you brace yourself for events like these, for people like that, expect more. Expect more evil because these are not people that have a heart. They're not you and me. They do not feel a thing that they have stolen from someone. No, he's busy right now, probably planning something else to get your money. And you will actually give him the money because your love is bigger than, yeah, you love him way too much, so you will still give him your money and it will go away and you will come back and cry again and he will come back and soothe you with something small and then take a lot more from you, and that is what you wanted. That is what you get when you're dealing with a gangster, a well-known gangster. That is exactly what you get. So sorry, not sorry. So guys, if you know people that have engaged in that kind of business, you might want to share with them this video. You might want to share with a lot more so that they don't get themselves in such stuff. You know, sometimes when the idea looks so brilliant, when it looks so good, they say when a deal is too good, think twice. Now, this is what people needed to do that time. They needed to think again about what this guy is selling. Why is he selling it? Why right now? Why to us? Yeah. If they thought in that manner, they wouldn't find themselves here crying and losing their money. But now that they did not, they are here helpless and no one is listening to them. And in any case, the company that is supposed to even help them get back the money, if not the funds, they're out there doing what you've had in the video. Changing the laws, changing their terms to suit whatever act they did there. And now there's no one to talk to, there's no one to complain to. People are just comfortable and that's a gone thing to them, and they are even probably wondering, why aren't you getting over it? Why are you still talking about it? It's been months on end. Why are you still expecting anything? You should be getting over it and trying other things with your energy, you know? You're wasting your energy talking about this that is already gone. And that is so sad for the common people and the people that did it out of love. Even though that is mistaken love, but yeah, they did it out of love for him, love for America. And that's what you get in return when you don't listen. When you're warned and you vow and you make sure that you go against what you're being warned against. This is what happens to you. And if you don't learn, if you don't take this seriously, if you don't take this opportunity to be your learning point, you're going to experience more of worse stuff, more and worse stuff. Yeah, so guys, you better take care of yourself and make sure your friends and families are not victim to such things, because it's easy to be lured, especially by someone like that. It's easy to get lured, but make sure that if the deal looks too good, be sure to counter check, be sure to overanalyze the situation and look at what you're getting in return. Is it worth it? Now, if you don't have to, then don't. Just don't, yeah? I'm sure there are some that were saved just because they did not have the money to to give as deposit for that phone. And right now they might be smiling, but just know that that smile will fade away if you don't learn from that narrow escape. So guys, I'll leave that at that. I will see you on my next one. So bye for now.